Adam's hands trembled as he disabled the quantum lock on cell block 7. The underground detention facility hummed with the white noise of containment fields, each one holding a being that Earth's planetary security deemed too dangerous for surface interaction. He had 17 minutes before the guard rotation cyclic algorithm detected the anomaly in his security override. "Are you certain about this, human?" The voice came from behind the shimmering barrier of cell 73 Delta, melodic yet sharp enough to cut through his doubt. Adam looked up at Elsa, though that wasn't her real name. Her actual designation was an electromagnetic frequency pattern that human vocal cords couldn't reproduce. She had asked him to call her Elsa after he'd brought her contraband literature, specifically, a digital archive of Earth's ancient myths. She'd become fascinated with Norse mythology, particularly with a queen who'd been imprisoned for her power. "I'm certain," Adam said, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "The Council's vote is tomorrow. If they classify your species as Class 5 threats, the entire Andromeda delegation will be terminated." Elsa's form was humanoid but distinctly alien. Her skin shifted between states of matter, solid one moment, semi-translucent the next, like watching smoke solidify into flesh. Her eyes were triple-iris spirals that could perceive across 17 different wavelengths. She stood 7 feet tall, her presence filling the small cell with an authority that imprisonment couldn't diminish. "You understand what helping me means for you?" she asked, those impossible eyes fixed on him. Adam had spent 6 months as a junior security analyst at the facility. 6 months of watching beings who'd done nothing wrong languish in cells because Earth's government feared what it didn't understand. Elsa's people, the Resonance Collective, communicated through quantum entanglement. To humans monitoring their neural patterns, it looked like hive mind control. Humanity's first contact protocols classified any species capable of instantaneous long-range communication as a potential infiltration threat. "I understand," he said. The lock disengaged with a sound like reality tearing. The containment field collapsed. Elsa stepped through, and for the first time, Adam felt the full weight of her presence without the dampening technology. His thoughts suddenly felt sharper, more connected, as if invisible threads were linking neurons that had never touched before. "You're doing it right now, aren't you?" he asked. "The quantum thing." "I'm helping you think more clearly," Elsa said. "Your species has the capacity for it, but your neural architecture evolved without the proper bridges. Consider it a gift." Alarms shrieked to life. Red emergency lighting bathed the corridor. "They've detected the breach," Adam said, grabbing Elsa's arm, solid now, warm like sun-baked stone. "We have to move." They ran through the labyrinthine facility. Adam had mapped the route obsessively. 3 corridors, 2 service elevators, 1 maintenance tunnel that led to the surface access point 3 kilometers outside the facility's sensor perimeter. He'd spent his life savings bribing a black market tech dealer for a scrambler that would mask their biosignatures for exactly 14 minutes. Behind them, the pneumatic hiss of security doors deploying. Ahead, the elevator shaft. "This is a one-way trip for you," Elsa said as they squeezed into the industrial lift. "You've thought about that." "I've thought about it every day since I met you," Adam replied. The elevator lurched upward. "I've thought about a lot of things, like how we imprison beings we don't understand instead of trying to learn, how we treat first contact as a threat assessment instead of an opportunity, how we're so afraid of becoming obsolete that we're making ourselves irrelevant." The elevator shuddered to a halt. The maintenance tunnel stretched before them, lit by failing strip lights that created a strobing pathway into darkness. They emerged from the tunnel mouth into Earth's night. Stars scattered across the sky like diamond dust. Somewhere up there, Elsa's ship waited, cloaked and patient. "They'll label you a traitor," Elsa said, looking up at those same stars. "They'll hunt you." "Then I'll disappear," Adam said. "I'm good at that." Elsa turned to him and her form began to shimmer, shifting into something less solid, more energy than matter. You're coming with me." It wasn't a question. "Your species faces a choice tomorrow," she continued. "The Council will vote on whether humanity is ready for full integration into the Galactic Assembly. Your government's treatment of first contact species, us, will be the primary evidence. They'll see the detention facility. They'll see the fear-based policies. And they'll vote to quarantine Earth for another century." Adam felt something click in his mind, one of those quantum bridges she'd mentioned. Unless something changes their perception. "Unless someone speaks for humanity," Elsa said. "Someone who proved that your species is capable of growth, of choosing connection over fear." The implications hit him like a physical force. "You're not just an ambassador, are you?" Elsa's form solidified again, and this time Adam saw something new in her expression. Not quite a smile, but the alien equivalent of one. "My people have many roles. Before my imprisonment, I was an integrator. I assessed species for assembly membership. I was captured because I asked too many questions in the wrong places. Your government didn't imprison an alien refugee, Adam. They imprisoned a Galactic Council investigator." "Then why did you need my help escaping?" "Because the escape itself was never the goal," Elsa said. "I needed to know if anyone on Earth would choose conscience over compliance, if anyone would risk everything for what was right, not what was safe. You gave me my answer." In the distance, the whine of pursuit vehicles. Searchlight beams cut through the darkness. "Come," Elsa said, and her form began to dissipate entirely, becoming light and possibility. "Let me show you what humanity could be." She touched his forehead, and Adam felt himself dissolving, restructuring, every atom translating into a quantum state. The world blurred, stretched, and then they materialized in a chamber that defied geometry, walls that were somehow both near and impossibly distant. A table, or the concept of a table, around which sat beings of 100 different configurations. Some were energy, some were matter, some existed in dimensions Adam's newly enhanced perception could barely parse. "The Galactic Assembly," Elsa said, now fully solid, her form radiating authority. "And you are my evidence." An entity that looked like a constellation given consciousness spoke, its voice the sound of stellar wind. "Integrator Elsa, you were reported terminated." "As you can see, reports were premature," Elsa replied. She gestured to Adam. "This human, Adam Chen of Earth, risked his career, his freedom, and potentially his life to release me from illegal detention. He did so knowing he would gain nothing from it except the satisfaction of doing what was right." Another being, this one resembling a geometric impossibility made of crystal and thought, pulsed with what might have been curiosity. "One altruistic individual does not represent an entire species." "No," Elsa agreed, "but he represents the potential. Earth's leadership operates from fear. They imprison first contact species, maintain isolationist policies, and prepare for conflict rather than cooperation. But their population, their people, they're ready. They're hungry for connection. Adam is proof." The debate that followed existed partially outside linear time. Arguments layered over arguments, probability matrices collapsing and reforming, histories that hadn't happened yet examined for potential outcomes. Finally, the constellation being spoke again. "We will delay the quarantine vote. Earth will have 1 year to demonstrate growth. Integrator Elsa will return to observe, with full diplomatic immunity this time. And this human, Adam Chen, will serve as Earth's first ambassador observer to the Assembly." Adam found his voice. "I'm not qualified for that." "You're exactly qualified," Elsa said. "You chose connection over fear. That's the only qualification that matters." 24 hours later, Adam stood in the same detention facility where he'd committed treason. But now it was different. The cells were open. The beings inside were being processed not as threats, but as refugees to be returned home with formal apologies. News feeds across Earth exploded with the revelation. The alien woman from Cell 73 Delta was actually Integrator Elsa, a Galactic Council investigator. Earth's government scrambled to explain, to justify, to save face. And Adam, the low-level security analyst who'd helped her escape, now wore the diplomatic seal of Earth's first assembly ambassador. Elsa stood beside him, watching the detained beings walk free. "You knew this would happen," Adam said. "All of it. You engineered the whole thing." "I provided the opportunity," Elsa corrected. "You chose to take it. That's the difference between control and possibility, Adam. Your species will learn that distinction. Or they won't, and they'll spend another century in isolation. But at least now they have the chance." Adam looked at the stars visible through the facility's skylights. Somewhere out there, humanity's future hung in balance, teetering between fear and connection. "So what happens now?" he asked. Elsa's triple spiral eyes caught the starlight and reflected it back, transformed. Now you teach your people what you learned in that cell block, that the greatest courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing connection despite it. And if they don't listen, then you keep trying," Elsa said. "That's what it means to be a bridge between worlds, Adam. You stand in the gap and you hold on, even when everything tells you to let go." Adam nodded, understanding settling into his bones like quantum entanglement, like bridges forming between previously isolated thoughts. He'd helped an alien woman escape from prison. The next day, she ruled the Council's decision on humanity's future. But more than that, he'd helped himself escape from something far more confining, the prison of thinking that one person couldn't make a difference. In the end, that was the greatest lesson Elsa had taught him. And it was only the beginning. End